Hi, good morning. Lovely harbour again, beautiful sunshine. So I thought I'd come out again and surprise all the villagers of Ocean Village. Before I start, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please click the button below. Please comment below and let me know how I'm doing. Let me know if there's anything I can change or any subjects that you'd like me to talk about. I've actually been asked to talk about gaslighting today, which for me is quite a painful subject because I feel like I've been gaslighted my whole life. To start with, gaslighting is a form of emotional abuse where abusers use techniques to make the victims doubt themselves and make other people doubt the victims. So they will say things, they will do things, they will criticize you, they will hurt you. And then they'll turn around and say, I didn't say that. That didn't happen. It didn't happen the way you're thinking it did. You know, you're being too sensitive. You're being over emotional. You're just crazy. You don't know what you're talking about. And they get you to actually question your own sanity to the point that, you know, they will tell you you're crazy. You'll start thinking you're crazy. So, for example, with regards to me doing Phoenix Rising, I'm doing it to help people. I'm doing it to support people. I'm doing it to raise awareness. I'm doing it to share my stories. So in a way, it's actually helping me heal at the same time as helping other people heal. And I want people to realize that, you know, you can go through horrendous abuse. You can go through everything that life throws at you, and you can come out of it a better person. You can come out of it a bigger person, a kinder person, a successful person. You know, I'm not successful by any means whatsoever. You know, I'm just an admin receptionist, but I do a lot of other things in addition to that. But I still wouldn't class myself as successful. But the abusers, you know, that is such a common technique, and I don't even know if they know that they're doing it. I mean, they must know that they're doing it, because they will say something horrible and hurtful to you and criticize you, and then immediately, as soon as you question them and say, well, why did you say that? You know, that's not a very nice thing to say. That's not a very nice thing to do. They'll immediately turn it around on you and say, that didn't happen. Or I didn't say that. Or you just, you know, it's a joke. Can you not take a joke? Like last year when I was ill with coronavirus, I came across a self-portrait that I did when I was at school when I was about 14 years old. I did a self-portrait of myself, and it's a beautiful picture. I did really well and I look beautiful in it. At the time, I never ever thought I was beautiful. I always questioned what I looked like. I mean, I thought perhaps I was pretty, but people would tell me you're beautiful and I would not believe them, because my whole life people had been telling me that I'm worthless, that I'm useless, that, you know, I'm not worth the time of day. So for me to think that I was anything but worthless, you know, it was a struggle. So I never ever looked at myself as thinking that I was beautiful or attractive. My sister was very, very attractive. You know, she was likened to Manisha Koirala, who was quite a popular actress at the time, Bollywood actress. So she was always said that, you know, she looked like her. So for me to be in her shadow, I always felt I grew up in her shadow. Like, you know, I wasn't worth anything. Like, you know, anywhere we went, she always got all the attention and everything. You know, she had beautiful silky hair. My hair was always frizzy and dry. You know, so for me, it was difficult to grow up like that. But I came across this picture that I had done when I was 14 years old. I just came across it in one of my scrapbooks and I loved it. And I used it as a DP for my WhatsApp, for my Facebook. And I think I sent it to a couple of friends and said, look, you know, I've just come across this picture. What do you think? You know, I drew it when I was only 14. It was a lovely picture, you know. And my narc husband found it hilarious. You know, he was literally rolling on the floor laughing at me using this picture as a DP. And what he said was, you know, he actually said, Allah has given you such a beautiful face, which is rare for him because he never ever told me I was beautiful. So he actually said, Allah has given you such a beautiful face and you're using a cartoon as a DP. You know, you could just take a picture and put it on a DP. And that stung. Like he'd slapped me right across the face. That's how it felt. Like he had literally just slapped me across my face and told me how stupid I was. And I remember I was ill with coronavirus, so I wasn't feeling 100%. You know, I was already feeling really rubbish. But all the comments I got back, as soon as I put that picture on the DP, all the comments I got back was, wow, that's beautiful, that's really pretty, that's really good, you know, that's amazing. So all these positive comments I was getting back, and here he was rolling on the floor laughing at me for using this picture. I looked at him and it reminded me of how my mother used to make fun of me. Like whenever I was, and around the time I did that picture, I used to do a lot of art, and my mother would constantly like laugh at me, humiliate me. I did some pictures of my younger brothers and sisters at the time. They had a photo that I copied and did a picture of it, did a drawing of it. And I went down to show her, and she just laughed. And she showed my older sister. She said, look, she thinks she's drawn her sisters and brother. You know, how hilarious, you know. And they just all stood there laughing at me. And suddenly I was transported back to that time when that happened to me. So for the narc to sit there and laugh at me, it hurt so much. And I said to him, I said, it's my DP, it's my Facebook, my WhatsApp, my picture, my portrait, it's my choice. Well, no, where do you get off just saying that to me? It's up to me what I want to use. I can use whatever I want to use. You know, if I want to put a picture of the Queen, you know, it's up to me. And immediately he realised that so he started backtracking. Oh, no, you know, I was just saying it because you're so, you know. No, that's when he said that you're so beautiful, you know, why are you using cartoon picture? And that's the kind of thing they do. They'll insult you, and then they'll immediately backtrack and realise, and then they'll turn it around on you. Well, you're just being too sensitive. Why are you getting upset about that? There's nothing to be upset about. And he did the same thing with a poem that I listened to about 10 years ago, and it's an Urdu poem that I really, really like, and it says, "Wo kehti hai suno jana, mohabbat maum ki ghar hai," which basically is a love poem about somebody professing their love to their girlfriend or whoever, and saying how beautiful they are, and you know, and things, and I think the girl is questioning the guy's love, and so he's trying to explain to her that he loves her so much. So I love that poem. That is my favourite poem, and I, you know, 10 years later I suddenly decided I wanted to listen to it again. And again, it was, why you listen to that? You listen to such rubbish. You know, what rubbish? You know, there's such good poems you can listen to, there's such amazing poems you can listen to. Why are you listening to that kind of rubbish? And again, I said, it's my ears, my phone, my music, my choice. I can listen to whatever I want to listen to. You know, where do you get off saying that to me? And again, he would backtrack, and he'd say I was just being too sensitive. You know, he didn't say anything horrible. Why am I getting so upset about it? It's nothing to be upset about. But this would happen day in, day out with everybody in my life. So everybody would say these kind of things, criticize me. My narc sister, on Eid day, I was at my other sister's house, and it was an Eid party, and I was dressed up because it was Eid. She didn't want to get dressed up this particular Eid. She thought she'd come in sort of like a summer dress, so ordinary English summer dress with a white cardigan, and that's up to her. It's her choice. You know, some people dress up, some people don't. It's entirely up to you what you do on Eid day. The tradition is that you'd get dressed up, you'd have new clothes, you'd get dressed up, you'd have parties, you meet your family and friends, a lot like Christmas. So we try and make it a special day. It's, you know, it's a day of celebration. We've been told to make it a special day because, you know, we need to show that it's a day of celebration. So for me, getting dressed up, you know, I don't get a chance to dress up. I don't go to parties. I don't go to weddings. My mother always made sure that we never went to parties and weddings, so we aren't as sociable as we should. You know, I love parties and get-togethers, but we don't tend to do that because we're not used to it. So it was Eid day, and I was dolled up and dressed up in a black and gold and silver outfit. Not very expensive, you know, I can't afford expensive stuff, so it's fine, it's okay. So my narc sister was stood behind me laughing at me, and I was talking to my niece, and I was asking her, you know, about her friend. She'd been to her friend's house, and I said, oh, how's your friend? And she's like, oh, she's over the top dressed up, she's really dressed up. And then, like, I thought, oh, okay, I'm dressed up too, never mind. I said, oh, it's up to her, isn't it, if she wants to dress up. My narc sister stood behind me, and immediately my niece cracked up. And I just thought, what? I haven't said anything funny. And I realised she was looking across at my sister, and they were cracking up, you know, because I was over the top. I was dressed up. And my older sister was there. She didn't notice anything. She didn't hear anything. And that's what it is. And that is actually called dog whistling. So what they'll do is they'll dog whistle. They'll say something. They'll do something. They'll mention a word. They'll give you a look. They'll look funny, or whoever, like my niece was there, she was looking at her and laughing. So they're basically taking the mick out of me. They're laughing at me because I'm dolled up and dressed up on Eid day, and they're laughing amongst themselves, so I'm the butt of their joke. And immediately that stung. Immediately that upset me. I didn't like it. I don't know if I reacted at that particular point, but I reacted later and said to my sister, if she ever does that again to me, no, I questioned her and I said, oh, she was laughing at me. And my sister, who had been in the room at the time but hadn't noticed a single thing, said no, she didn't say anything. But that's exactly the point. They do it so that you look crazy to everybody else. You look like you're over exaggerating. You look like that you're making a big deal out of nothing. There's nothing's happened and you're just making a big deal. You're exaggerating about something. You're getting upset about something that you don't need to be upset about. I did need to be upset because she was laughing at me, and she was laughing with my niece at me, who was actually in the middle of a conversation with me. And my narcissistic sister would actually do that a lot. So I'd be in a conversation with somebody else and she can't stand it. She'll immediately come and she has to hijack the conversation. She has to draw the conversation back to her. How dare anybody talk to me? How dare anybody give me any attention? I can't laugh with anyone. I can't talk with anyone. I can't give my opinions about anything. It has to be all about her. She has to be the center of attention. And immediately, as soon as I come into a room, I tend to draw the attention to myself without even realizing. I'll come in and say hello. I'll come in and crack a joke. I'll come in and just the way I'm looking, anything. People are like, oh, you look beautiful. So immediately the attention will go to me, and she cannot stand it. She hates that. But it's this whistleblowing and this gaslighting is such a common technique in narc abuse and most forms of abuse, that the people around you will actually think that you're crazy, or they'll not know what you're doing, and why you're reacting in the way you're reacting, because only you know what that means, that look, that word, that action, that indication, what that means and what that looks, because nobody else understands it, because you're the one that's had to put up with that, and you're the one that knows what they're trying to get at, why they're doing that, why they're saying that in the way that they're saying. And it can get to the point where people do question their sanity. Just this morning I woke up and I've been given a radio show that I can run on Awaz FM, so tune in 12 to 1 on a Tuesday, 99.8 FM. So I was over the moon, but the day before I was going to the radio station, I was just going there to raise awareness of my cause, Phoenix Rising, of my support group, and what I'm trying to accomplish here. So I went to meet the guy that runs it, Ali, and he, I just went to go there to raise awareness, basically. So after I'd spoken non-stop for an hour, like I have a habit of doing, he said to me that you can come on as a guest speaker, you can take over one of the shows, you can do it as a one-off, or you can do it as a regular thing. So I was over the moon. So the day before I went there, I actually said to my 17-year-old son, I said, I'm just going down to the radio station to speak to him. Who knows, maybe I'll be, on radio. And he laughed at me, and he said, why would they put you on radio? Why would they give you a show, And I said, well, you never know. But he just laughed. He just scoffed at me and laughed and said, they're not going to give you a show. So I thought, okay, never mind, let's go down. They did give me a show. They gave me a show. And I was so excited, I was so happy and so excited that the first time I've met somebody and he actually saw something in me. He saw potential, he saw something in me, and he gave me a show. And so I was, as soon as I came out, I was messaging everybody and texting everybody, and I went back home and I said to my son, guess what? They gave me a show. I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, nothing exciting about it. So yesterday, or the day before, again, the conversation came up about the show. And he completely played it down. Like, well, you're not getting paid for it. It's just voluntary, isn't it? You're not getting paid for it or anything, so it's no big deal. Anybody can do that. Then I sort of mentioned, well, you never know. This could mean, like, who knows? Maybe I'm in the newspaper once I'm doing my show, and if I do well, they might run a article on me in the Daily Echo. I said, Daily Echo? Why would the Daily Echo want to feature you in their newspaper? I said, why not? They might. He just laughed at me. No, they're not. They're not going to want to put you in the newspaper. And I said, well, actually, I've given myself a 10-year challenge where in this 10 years, I want to achieve everything that I can achieve. I have no idea what that will be, but, I want it to be something good. And I want to be able to appear on the radio, be in the newspaper, be on the news, and be on TV. not because I'm hungry for, for fame or stardom or anything like that. I've never been, bothered about fame and stardom and riches and glamour and all this stuff, but it's just to show that I am a somebody, that I'm no longer a nobody, because my whole life that is how they've treated me, and that is how they've made me feel. Everybody around me has treated me as a nobody. I'm not highly educated. I could have been, but I wasn't given the opportunity. I was top set in everything at school. I was the child from 5 years old that all the other children were asking for help, were asking for advice, were asking for support. I aced my GCSEs, 2 A stars, 7 A's and 3 B's. Now, how many people can say that? I'm sure there are people with better grades than that, but nobody in my family got those good grades. I got A star for RE, A star for child development. I've done A-level psychology. I've done advanced GMVQ health and social care and got a distinction in that. Every course that I've done in the last 10 years, I have aced, I have topped it. I have been the top student in everything that I've done. I've taught myself to bake from scratch, and I can bake amazing cakes. I've taught myself to speak Hindi and Urdu from scratch, just from watching Bollywood movies and listening to people talking. I was learning Hinko when I went to Pakistan, and I could understand quite a bit of Hinko and say the odd few words and sentences here and there. So there's not anything that I can't accomplish. So I am giving myself this challenge that 10 years, and I want to be on TV, I want to be in the newspaper, I want to be on BBC News, just to raise awareness for this course that, we are all so capable. It doesn't matter how beautiful we are. It doesn't matter how educated we are. It doesn't matter what kind of background we've come from, what culture, what religion, what country, where in the world we've come from. We are all so capable and so amazing people. And yet these abusers put us down day in, day out. They gaslight us, they humiliate us, they hurt us. They can see our potential. They are threatened by our potential. They know how amazing we are. And they purposefully put us down to keep us down, because as soon as they let go, they know we will soar and we will show them up and we will be amazing. So in order to stop us from being amazing, they keep us down. They hurt us, humiliate us, criticize us day in, day out, to the point that we question our own sanity, we question who we are, we question whether we're worth anything. We believe all of the negative words they say, we believe all of the criticism that they give us. We start questioning, are we crazy? Maybe they're right, maybe this is all I'm delusional in thinking that I can help and support people, that I'm making a difference in people's lives, that people want to hear me and want to see me and want to know me. I messaged someone back and they're so grateful. I put a comment on Facebook on my page and they're so grateful. And yet my family and my own kids tell me that I'm worthless, that I'm delusional, that I'm assuming that I'm something. I'm making myself something that I'm not. Who knows? Maybe I am. You guys can tell me that, because according to them, I'm just a waste of space, So in a way, it's to prove to them all that I'm not a waste of space. I could have been so amazing by now. By the age of 40, I could have been a successful professional. I could have been a qualified psychologist. I could have been anything I wanted to be. And I was stopped from being that. So now that I've been given the chance, they don't have a right to tell me what to do. They don't have a right to tell me how to think, how to feel, how to look, how to dress. I can dress how I want. I'm wearing jeggings today, look. I'm sure my mother would have a heart attack. I don't care. Who cares? I will wear what I want. I will look how I want. I will talk to who I want. If I want to date, if I want to remarry, if I don't, if I want to wear a miniskirt, if I want to wear a bikini, I'm not gonna, but I could if I wanted to, because this is my life. It's entirely up to me how I live it, what I do, who I see, who I talk to, how I dress, how I look, where I go, what I work as. Is my life, and only I have the right to tell myself what to do, to choose what to do, to be who I want to be, to do what I want to be, to do. They have no more rights to do that. And yet, day in, day out, they are still trying. My son tells me, the oldest one, don't ever think you're going to remarry. If you think you're going to remarry, I'm going to knock him out. And I have to say to him, excuse me, if I want to remarry another 10 times, that is entirely my choice. You have no right to tell me what to do. You have no right to try and control my life. I haven't controlled your life. You've married whoever you wanted to marry. You've been wherever you want to be. You've done whatever you wanted to do. I don't have a say in anything. And I don't want to. I don't want to control their lives. They can be whatever they want. They can be with whoever they want to be. Do whatever job they want to do. As long as they're happy, as long as they're safe, as long as they can afford to pay their bills. That's all that matters at the end of the day. The 17-year-old wants to move out. Fine. He can move out. It's up to him. He stays. He can stay. He wants to go. He can go. You know, I'm not going to tell him what to do, what not to do, how to live. At the end of the day, if his life is successful, that's great. If it's not successful, then I'm still here for him if he needs me. But don't hold yourself back. Don't give that remote to other people, because they won't appreciate you for it. They won't say, oh, wow, amazing, you know, you've given us this responsibility, you know, we're going to make sure we do it properly, we're going to make sure we look after you, we're going to make sure we care for you. They will take advantage. They will abuse you. They will hurt you. They will humiliate you. They will put you down day in, day out. There's nothing left of you. Get out. Don't let them have that power over you. Don't let them control you. Don't let them throw away your life by abusing you. You know, there are children in the mix. That's even worse. You are basically putting your children through all this emotional trauma, the abuse, the physical abuse. The children will be scarred for life. They will end up hurting. They will end up suffering with depression, with anxiety, with PTSD, schizophrenia, anything, you know, emotionally, panic attacks. They are more than likely then to end up in abusive relationships. They are more than likely to be abused their whole lives. They will question their own self-worth. They will have low self-esteem, self-confidence. They will not understand what a healthy relationship is, because they've never seen a healthy relationship. They've only witnessed abusive relationships, and for them that is the norm. So when somebody abuses them, they will accept it, and they will allow that person to abuse them, because for them that is what's normal. My mum put up with it. My mum was sworn at, shouted at, hit, hurt, humiliated, treated like worthless. That's maybe what I should be treated like. You need to provide a healthy environment for your children. You have that responsibility as a mother, as a father, to provide a healthy environment for your children, to set an example for them what healthy relationships are all about. You know, you stay in an abusive relationship, you think you're doing them a favor. You're not doing them any favor whatsoever. You have older children in the mix. They're grown up. You know, I don't worry about my older children now. They're grown up. It's entirely up to them what they want to do, how they want to live their lives. You know, if they want to know me, that's fine. If they don't want to know me, that's also fine. You know, I don't control them. I don't tell them what to do. I don't tell them to come and see me or not to see me. You need to think about yourself and any younger children you have right now. You need to think about their lives and how you can change your situation for the better for you and for your children. Because if you don't, then you will die regretting it. One day you will die. You know, it may be sooner rather than later if you stay in an abusive relationship, because women are 9 times more likely to be killed by an abusive partner. You know, you don't know. Today could be your last day. You stay in that relationship. You give that person that right to hurt you and humiliate you and abuse you day in, day out. One day you may not wake up, and then you will have wasted a whole life that you could have used so amazingly. You know, every one of you is so capable of achieving so much if only you believe in yourself. You have to believe that you are capable and you are worthy, and you deserve to be loved, you deserve to be cherished, you deserve to be admired. Take back that control, take back that right, you were given that right when you were born. Whichever religion you are, whoever you believe in, you were given that right from the Almighty. I'm Muslim, so I'll say Allah. Whatever religion you are, God, Jehovah, Buddha, whoever you believe in, they gave you that right to live a free and happy and healthy life. Don't give that away to other people who don't deserve it. Before I go, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please don't forget to comment and let me know how I'm doing. And if there's anything in particular you'd like me to talk about, I'll speak to you soon. Take care, stay safe.